new Saudi Pro League season kicking off at the back end of next week. First, though, this silverware to be won. It would be an ideal start to a campaign for one of these teams to just have a nice bit of silverware on the sideboard almost before they've even started the season. Take some of the pressure off.
Well, it's a wonderful curtain raiser for the season, isn't it? There's many tournaments here in Hong Kong where the fans have turned out in the numbers to witness what we're fortunate enough to witness week in and week out. This fantastic Saudi Pro League that keeps getting stronger and stronger. And as you say, a wonderful opportunity for one of these four teams to start the season with some silverware.
Please stand if you are able for the national anthem of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabian national anthem coming up next. One or two new faces in that line of more familiar ones there in the yellow of Al Nassr in their new shirt, which has only been launched in the last 24 hours or so. Third in the table last season, Al Nassr, 13 points behind tonight's title-winning opponents, but a new season bringing those new faces to add to the mix. Al Nassr include their latest signing, Kingsley Coman, who joined from Bayern Munich only last Friday before flying straight here to Hong Kong to join his new teammates. There are starts too for fellow summer edition João Felix in the number 10 role and the vastly experienced Inigo Martinez in central defence. Cristiano Ronaldo leads the attack with Sadio Mane on one side and Coman the other. Two experienced captains there who know each other only too well. This evening's Super Cup match officials led by Khaled Al-Turais from Saudi Arabia. We have an all-Saudi officiating team here. The team in the VAR room led by Mamdou Al-Shadan. Now on to the champions. Al Ittihad have a familiar look with no new major arrivals over the summer. Hamad Al-Shankiti is in goal. Danilo anchors a solid back four. N'Golo Kanté and Fabinho provide the midfield shield, with Houssem Aouar, Moussa Diaby and Steven Bergwijn adding attacking flair either side of and just behind Karim Benzema. And the Al Ittihad players, as they always do, lining up in front of the hub of their support.
Interesting that on the coin toss. Not sure who won the toss, but actually Ittihad turned round so they could do their usual togetherness with the supporters before the game, wherever they are. A club that's worldly followed, great support worldwide. Even coming here to Hong Kong, my plane was full of Al Ittihad supporters. Met a few of them at the airport. They're really looking forward to this tournament.
Well, doing their best to make themselves heard with the loud hailers, but very much outnumbered by spectators in number 7 jerseys of various colours, be they Al Nassr or Portugal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over. It's time for more Saudi Super Cup action.
Kick off just a few seconds away. Bento there, starting a second season in goal for Al Nassr. Saudi season starts right here, right now in Hong Kong, the Super Cup. And what a match, what a mouth-watering encounter we've got between these two old foes right at the start of the new campaign. That's Benzema being held up, just testing Martinez, the vastly experienced defender they signed from Barcelona during the summer. Big day too for Jorge Jesus, Paul. I mean, vastly experienced coach, serial winner with Al Hilal the last couple of seasons, now has got a new home.
A very shrewd appointment.
There he is, right on cue.
I think people in football have short memories. You remember that run that he went on with Al Hilal, the world record, not unbeaten run, but the winning run that they had, unbeaten at home for such a long period of time. And I think from Al Nassr's point of view, it was a really, really good, intelligent piece of business. We know he's a quality coach. We know he's achieved in this league already. And I think he's an astute tactical manager.
There's Bergwijn over on the far side of the field. Al Ittihal wearing their new change strip tonight. Laurent Blanc, the man on the touchline, second season for him.
He's
Coach of the season, double winner.
He's not got a change strip, has he? He looks very familiar when we see him with his cap on.
Now, first opportunity to attack, and the ball's just a little bit long from the far side. Kingsley Coman getting involved for his new team. Kept in by the fleet-footed figure of Cristiano Ronaldo. N'Golo Kanté comes back to help out as Al Ittihad managed to clear their lines.
Yeah, immediately we see a high press employed there from Al Nassr. Coman, the new man on the right-hand side, just slightly overhits the ball. Cristiano Ronaldo chases it, but he's got Mane, Felix, Khaibari, all in the press behind him, and they win the ball high up the pitch and make it very difficult for Al Ittihad to get out their defensive third.
Let's have a look here. Challenge made by N'Golo Kanté. Here's Mane in possession. Bergwijn finds his path blocked by Nassr Bouchal. Bouchal playing on the right-hand side of the back four with Ayman Yahya on the near side in the second half. The Al Nassr left, Danilo, towering presence. Much is made of the so-called Fab Four up top that Al Nassr are going to have this season. It's interesting to see how they blend.
Very strong. When you look at it, I think Coman was an excellent addition. Mane, we know the assist that he provides down that left-hand side. João Felix coming in to occupy that number 10 role. And we know what Cristiano Ronaldo does week in and week out. He's a phenomenon. I mean, even at his age, 40 years old, you look at the goals that he's scoring and the opportunities that he's getting.
Yeah, sending it forward, collected here by Sadio Mane. Blistering pace as he sends it into the centre. Ronaldo got a boot on it, and Coman, well, certainly did. He got a boot underneath it.
We just touched on there, didn't we, Sadio Mane? And that's what they're going to look to do this season, Al Nassr. Coman and Mane in wide areas. Really good piece of play from Sadio Mane. Picks out Cristiano Ronaldo. The contact isn't what he would have wanted. Coman tucking in on the far post, doesn't quite get the connection. Good early promising start from Al Nassr.
We see Martinez in possession there, sending it away to the far side. He already is showing in the opening 4 or 5 minutes of this game, Paul, a very calm and commanding presence at the heart of their defence.
Yeah, I think that's something that we'll see going forward this season. I think alongside Simakan, a player that I really like.
Might be tested now as Benzema tries to burst forward, and Yaya challenging but losing out to N'Golo Kanté. No joy for Aouar this time, and now Nassr Bouchal able to tidy up. That's a terrible clearance from Bento, and Benzema puts it wide. The gift of an early chance from Al Nassr's Brazilian international goalkeeper, and he is the most relieved man in Hong Kong at this moment in time.
He couldn't believe his luck, could he, Karim Benzema? What an opportunity. That's gift wrapped with a bow on top. Really poor from the goalkeeper. He's got all the time in the world. Awful technique. Drags it into the path of Karim Benzema. It's a decent first touch from Benzema. Just can't quite hit the target. An early gift.
It's got a nice early pace to it, this one.
We talk about pre-season, but there's no friendlies when these two meet each other, is there? And especially when there's silverware at stake.
little nudge forward there from Fabinho. Room for Conte. Met by Yaya, the header down from Brozovic. Mane scampering after it. Collected by Mitai, the Albanian international fullback. Bit of room for Shankiti. Diaby gets on his bike, Benzema spots him. They've been a great combination for Al Ittihad. Moussa Diaby trying to force the issue and find his way through. Benzema. Delicately done. Now Afal Bouchard stays solid at the back.
You talk about the four that Al Nassr have got in the final third. Remember what Ittihad have also got in Aouar, Diaby and Bergwijn and Benzema. Diaby then gives us a reminder of what he did last season. He's got a phenomenal record, Moussa Diaby. Missed a good chunk of last season through injuries. Still got 5 goals and 16 assists, 15 in the league. Quite an incredible record of assists from Diaby. Quite a lot from deliveries like this, although this is Bergwijn.
Bergwijn sends it over. Bento has a flap. And the shank off the boot of N'Golo Conte. Fabinho in unfamiliar territory.
It's a little bit unsettled, the Brazilian goalkeeper Bento, after his error. And a flap at the cross there.
Not something you'd really you expect from him, is it, really? This is his second season. Started all 34 matches in the SPL last term. 10 clean sheets. Was pretty solid all round. This is Fabinho bursting into the box. By the way, if they're level after 90 minutes, we won't have extra time. It goes straight to penalty kicks.
Fantastic. I can't remember a good extra time. I'm all in favour for that, regardless of what tournament it is. I think when you get to extra time, especially in conditions like this, let's not forget how humid it is here, but these players are used to that also. But actually the fatigue sets in, and very, very rarely, yes, you can argue there have been some good extra times, but I don't think we generally see the climax of a good game in extra time. Straight for penalties, I'm all for that.
Yes, I should think if you live in Riyadh at this time of year, coming to Hong Kong where it's about 30 degrees and getting a dousing when you go training, it is actually quite refreshing, relatively speaking. Mitai, challenged by Koeman. Keen to make a big impression, but he's been beaten there. Mohamed Simakan for Al Nassr. It's Abdullah Al-Khaibari in the heart of the midfield alongside Brozovic. Touch there for João Felix. Now starts trotting forward as Al-Bouchard leaves it for Koeman. Here is Felix. Brozovic. A little bit more of a flow there from Al Nassr. Crowd got excited. They thought Ronaldo was going to get a touch of the ball in the box for a moment. Pressure might be on at the other end shortly. Shankiti outmanoeuvred Brozovic into Mane. And still, Ronaldo holds his line. Mane down under the challenge of N'Golo Conte. Howls for a penalty from the crowd in the stadium, but Al Ittihad taking the ball right to the other end. Danilo.
Well, they will check that, won't they, on VAR? VAR will be looking. Little arm into the back, Sadio Mane. Kante doing his usual. Tracking back. Good defensive play from him. Quite adamant it was a penalty, but those calls seems to have gone away.
João Felix back into Brozovic. Good play. Brozovic whips it in. Hit first time and in. Sadio Mane has Al Nassr up and running in Hong Kong. Perfect start to the reign of Jorge Jesus. His team with a relatively early lead in his first match in charge, and this is how they did it.
Yeah, Yaya down here on this near left-hand touchline. It's a wonderfully timed run from Brozovic, and he looks up and he really smashes that cross hard and low across the box. Comes into the path of Sadio Mane, who in turn, it's a wonderful technique from Mane. He helped put the pace on the ball, he guides it goalwards, but Al-Shankiti in goal, he really made a mess of that. He gets two hands to it, but he pushes it into the bottom left-hand corner. Great start for Al Nassr and Sadio Mane.
Yeah, Hamad Al-Shankiti, both hands on the ball, but just couldn't take enough of the power out of the shot.
Oh, it's poor goalkeeping. It really is poor goalkeeping. He's had nothing to do in the game so far, Al-Shankiti. Obviously deputising for Rajkovic. Difficult start to the game, that's a poor one. Getting two hands on the ball, he should have kept that one out.
Yeah, interesting for all the pre-match talk of Ronaldo and Karim Benzema. We've got players of the quality of Sadio Mane on the pitch as well. We shouldn't forget that. The Senegalese superstar still doing it as Ronaldo takes the return from Brozovic. That was pretty optimistic.
Well, you can see what he's doing, though. Knowing Cristiano Ronaldo, having played against him, he pounces on any weakness. So we've seen that mistake from the goalkeeper. He knows that the goalkeeper's confidence at the moment isn't where it should be. He knows he's quite shaky, he's nervous. Why not test him? Why not have a shot from that type of distance? Get one dipping in front of him, skidding off the turf, make it difficult for the goalkeeper. He'll be nervous now, well, 20-year-old.
He's a man who might be tested again in a moment or two as Marcelo Brozovic wanders over to the far side to take the corner. Muggy night in Hong Kong. Al-Bushal whipped in towards Mohamed Simakan. Doesn't quite fall for Mane. And behind for another corner. Good pressure here from Al Nassr.
Certainly on top, Al Nassr at the moment. Struggling at the back, Al Ittihad. Al Musa and Danilo, along with the goalkeeper. The lines of communication aren't where they should be. Finding too many spaces in that box, Al Nassr.
Simakan's quite a presence, isn't he, inside the penalty area at set plays?
Both penalty areas. He's a player that I really like, and with Martinez next to him, I think he will grow and establish himself even more.
It's going to be a big season for him as well. João Felix, be interesting to see whether this is the home where he can really start to flourish and make his mark. A player who's promised a lot during his career, but never really settled anywhere.
After this corner, I wouldn't mind his agent. I mean, you look at his CV, you look at the clubs that he's had, João Felix. I mean, incredible for somebody so young. Benfica, Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, Barcelona, AC Milan. Should have had him as my agent when I played.
Good challenge that from Al-Khabari. It's been a frustrating couple of years for Al Nassr, hasn't it, Paul?
I think, and for Cristiano Ronaldo as well, hasn't it? I mean, the profile that he's brought to the Saudi Pro League and the profile that he's brought to Al Nassr, I think it's just disappointing the lack of silverware that they've actually been able to win while he's been there. But with his new contract, certainly no signs of him going anywhere yet, and I'm sure it won't be long before they put a pot in the cabinet.
Al-Bushal looking for Coman. Quick word about Kingsley Coman as well. There he is on his debut. Only signed on Friday, flew straight out here to join up with his new teammates. I mean, this is a guy who scored the winning goal in the Champions League final. Yeah,
it just shows you the strength in the league, doesn't it? It shows you the quality that's been attracted as well to this league, the younger recruitment that's happening, the scouting network that's in place, and players like Kingsley Coman. And as you say, you only need to look at the two team sheets today and what Al Hilal did in the summer in the Club World Cup to show you the level of performance and the level of quality of teams in this league.
For Mario Mitai to go other than backwards. It's not been a great 5 minutes for the title holders.
Not really clicked into gear yet, have they? But you've got to give credit to Al Nassr because they've not allowed them to. When you look now and you look at the press, you look at Coman on that right-hand side, they start with a high press and then they have the trigger points, they drop off. But under Jorge Jesus, they're going to be structured, they're going to be organised, tactically very, very well set up. You know, it's still very early on in the game, but we're seeing that already from Al Nassr, how tactically aware that they all are.
Fabinho wins the ball back. Benzema was very deep there in collecting and getting his team moving forward. This looks more promising. Bergwijn across. And rolled into the back of the net. Bergwijn and Diaby combining, and Ittihal draw level without any fuss. And the little knot of Ittihad supporters revel in the moment.
Well, we said that they haven't started. That was the best move of the game. As soon as he gets some good possession, established possession in the opposition half. Wonderful ball through for Diaby. And he's so clever, he's so selfless, Moussa Diaby. Most players in that position, they take the shot on the self, but he's got great awareness. He's so clever, he understands his surroundings. He's almost got eyes in the back of his head. He knows that Bergwijn's there. It's a wonderful reverse pass, and the simplest of tasks for Steven Bergwijn to tap home into an empty net. Never write off the champions.
That was a lovely bit of play between the pair of them, and just more proof, if proof were needed, that Diaby is so key creatively. Looking at last season's numbers for him, 15 assists in the league in about 24 games.
It's incredible. I mean, he's such a vital part. He's such a big cog in this Ittihad wheel. But actually, we say, you know, he only played 24 games last season. Missed a big chunk through injury. We are having a little bit of a pause because VAR are just checking to see if Bergwijn was offside in the build-up. But that's been cleared. The goal stands. We're back to all level.
Level at 1-1, and it's been pretty lively so far. With a little over a quarter of an hour played, a couple of goals already. And Steven Bergwijn starting off the current season where the last one ended, as Ronaldo takes it up to the box, gets the crowd off their feet, and finally the flag goes up. The flag that we were waiting to see for several seconds.
The assistant over on the far side, you could watch him running. He almost had the flag half raised. He's right down beneath, as you could see clearly that Cristiano Ronaldo hadn't timed his run. Ball was maybe played through slightly later than he wanted it, but he was offside, and it's very frustrating that we have to play out 10 or 15 seconds before the assistant can put his flag up.
I think Cristiano Ronaldo had a nice day out yesterday here in Hong Kong. He went to his own museum to have a look at all his own stuff that's in there. There's the CR7 Life Museum here in Hong Kong, which is quite a tourist attraction. It's newly opened, and he had a little look round, you know, just to check the Ballon d'Or was still looking as shiny as ever, and some of those jerseys from the magnificent occasions and cup finals and international matches over his career.
Most of us just put a few shirts on the wall at home. He's got a museum that shows you the stature and the standing in the game. Incredible achievements that he's made throughout his professional career.
Foul by now at Foul Bouchard. It was very noticeable, I have to say, certainly in the stadium now, but around earlier on, several hours before kickoff, almost everyone in the street outside was wearing a Ronaldo shirt of some description.
I wonder what shirt they'll have on if Al Nassr don't win tonight and they come on Saturday. I wonder if they'll change their allegiance. Now, there's the foul, just a nudge in the back. On the left-hand side, opportunity for Al Ittihad to put the ball in the box.
Absolutely, Al Ittihad was so consistent last season. Never outside the top two in the Saudi Pro League after the third match week, and led throughout the title run-in. And the header from Danilo, spinning into the crowd.
Scored some big goals last year, Danilo, didn't he? Arriving late into the box, headed goals. Not only rescued points, saved games, progressed in the King's Cup. Big figurehead at the back as Danilo.
Simakan. A good ball that is to Mane, who's away from Fabinho, his former Liverpool teammate. Support from Ayman Yahya. Jean-Felix is up there. It's in towards Ronaldo, and then at the far post, Coman. Well, it was the prodigious leap that we're so used to.
He wants a push.
He wants a push. He hung in the air as long as he could, but in the end it landed for Coman.
He's asking the referee from that little nudge from Mitai just as Ronaldo leaves the ground. It doesn't take a lot to put you off balance when you leave the ground. Jumps like that, I don't think you'll get it. Cleared very quickly from VAR. But the Al Nassr dugout below us, George Jesus and all his staff, they were up in arms. They wanted a penalty. I think he actually just put off Coman. Didn't quite get there, Ronaldo, did he? But I think in doing the leap in front of Coman, may have just strayed, it erred his vision.
Brozovic. Here's João Felix. Little tap on the Achilles there. Fabinho looks to have had a bang in the face. Ittihal Nassr's free kick. They've got the game underway already. Brozovic into Al-Khaibari. Here's Mane. Scored the opening goal. Tracked by Shankiti. And Yaya. Confidence boosting catch there for Hamad Al-Shankiti, Al-Ittihad's goalkeeper. It's only the 4th competitive match he's played in for the club. 3 appearances in the SPL last season. He had 1 start against Al-Shabaab, that was back in May. Player they signed from Al-Shabaab last year. Little chase for Mitai. Offside.
This is the goal check. This was what the delay was. Checking on Steven Bergwijn whether he's offside or not. Simakan it was that played him onside. Clearly see there the picture on the right hand side graphic. Really well timed run from Diaby. Bergwijn with the simplest of tasks made easy by Moussa Diaby's quality.
And Yaya sending it through, collected by Mane. Held up by the very combative figure of Danilo, who claims that his goalkeeper was fouled by Mane.
Taking a stray boot there, Al-Shankiti. I think Mane, and his zest to get to the ball, may have just left the boot in on the goalkeeper. He's having a battle with Danilo.
Not looking terribly comfortable, is he, the goalkeeper?
No, he seems to be in a lot of pain. Mane just went over the top of the ball. Get to see it again clearly in a minute. Danilo's still protesting with the referee. It's a wonderful ball over the top. There's appeals for a handball there. Mane and Danilo. Mane just tries to get in between the both, doesn't he? He's a big, strong unit, Danilo. Wanting his goalkeeper to come out, the goalkeeper comes out.
Oh, you could see that he does tread on the goalkeeper.
And he does,
there.
he gets him, doesn't he? He does.
That is a painful one.
How intentional, I'm not sure. Sadio Mane won't have intended to do that to the goalkeeper. Danilo was protesting, but that certainly is a painful one for the goalkeeper.
Yellow card for Sadio Mane.
And they're going to have a look at the AR, yeah. They're going to have a look.
Look at it on the screen. He might be in trouble.
It's how you prove the intent, isn't it? He will argue that he was going for the football. VAR will look at it and see if there was any intent in the actual challenge. Certainly a painful one for the goalkeeper, who's still down with the medics surrounding him away to our left-hand side. Nervous moments for Sadio Mane.
Big moment in the evening, potentially coming right up here. 2 very finely balanced sets of players. If one of them goes down to 10 at this stage with roughly 3/4 of the game remaining, I think he's going to get sent off here. He is. Sadio Mane shown a straight red card by the referee. Cristiano Ronaldo straight there to argue their case with the referee, but a very potentially significant moment in the evening. Sadio Mane sent off. Cristiano Ronaldo and Al Nassr down to 10 against the champions and double winners Al Ittihad.
Much to the displeasure of the crowd inside the stadium and George Jesus. Listen, you can clearly see that Mane connects with the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's still receiving treatment and a lot of pain. Danilo talking to the referee, he was proved right. It's a very difficult one, because how do you prove intent? He did catch the goalkeeper, he's nowhere near the ball, and it's probably dangerous play, isn't it? So you can understand why the officials have come to that decision. He's sat on the bench for the moment. I'm sure he'll get moved, because that's not allowed once you've been sent off.
Well, that changes the dynamic.
It certainly does. That's a big blow for Al Nassr. I think he's frustration as well from Sadio Mane. See there, he can't get round Danilo. He will argue he went to play the ball only, but he was nowhere near the ball. The contact was there.
Danilo reacting instantly.
Interesting to see how they set up now, Al Nassr. Well, there they go.
Keeper's back on his feet, and the crowd thought he looked a little too athletic there. Sadio Mane wandering down the touchline.
Slow walk back to the tunnels. The dressing room's in the corner.
Well, he had gone and sat on the bench initially. The crowd are quite disgruntled, I think it's fair to say. But Al Ittihad's goalkeeper, Hamad Al-Shankiti, is OK and is back in the game, and his team are on the attack here with Moussa Diaby, who set up the equaliser. And Hamad Shankiti unable to cause problems for Al Nassr on this occasion. This is Felix. Losing out to Conte and Fabinho. A great pair they've been in the Saudi Pro League, those two, at the heart of Al Ittihad's midfield the last couple of years. Benzema's gone for a wander over to the far side.
I've said it before, but I really do think the lack of Champions League football last year for Al Ittihad was the reason that they progressed so well in the league and in the cup competitions, and also the reason that they were able to keep Fabinho and Kante on the pitch. The amount of football that they didn't play compared to others was a big key in Laurent Blanc. He was very much allowed to pick a similar 11 most weeks.
And the extra travelling they didn't have to do. Well, there's a man who's got a little bit of reorganising to do, but if you need a coach with plenty of experience to work out the best solution to a tricky scenario, somebody like Jorge Jesus would be near the top of the list, I should think.
Just initially looking now, looks like they may have gone to a back three, you know. I think they've gone to a back three. Yaya pushed higher up, and João Felix playing just off Cristiano Ronaldo.
Inigo Martinez still made 46 appearances for Barcelona last season. Martinez, 11 games in the Champions League among them.
Great signing.
Brozovic looking for Ronaldo. Hamad Shankiti swiftly across. He gets a little bump in the process.
Well, these are situations now that are going to become a lot more key for Al Nassr. Situations like this, when they get corners, throw-ins, free kicks in the attacking third, they may be few and far between with 10 men. The delivery has to be good.
That was the nudge of a very frustrated man. Corner Al Nassr. Brozovic to take. Mohamed Simakan down inside the penalty area. Something else for the video assistant referee to review.
It's all becoming a little bit disjointed, isn't it? A little bit ugly at the moment.
He's still not quite worked out or decided whether he's going to go for plan A or plan B yet.
Be on C and D soon.
Let's have a look here. Watch Simakan as he runs in and collides with, I think, Houssem Aouar. Yeah, it was with Aouar.
There's nothing in that.
No.
Simakan's just ran at him. He's looking for a penalty. He knows that VAR will be looking.
He's a big lad, isn't he, Simakan?
There was no reason for him to run into Aouar there. He's caused his own problems there, Simakan.
Take two. Shankiti just doing enough. Steven Bergwijn in possession. Here's Fabinho. Now Aouar, who had an excellent first season last term. Diaby. Back with Saad Al Moussa, and alongside Danilo in central defence. Aouar.
sure why the goalkeeper's getting booed. I'm not so sure that the crowd were privy to the replays inside the stadium.
Well, it was definitely a painful one for the goalkeeper. Here's Fabinho away from Al-Khaibari. Bergwijn through the middle. Benzema in possession. Support from Mario Mitai. Just maybe trying to catch Bento out there at the near post.
He does that extremely well, Mario Mitai. Him and Al-Shankiti have really been key to what Al-Ittihad do in the forward areas as well as their defensive roles, the two full-backs. They missed Mitai when he was out last season. They lost Al-Shankiti and Mitai at different times. Puts in a lot of work down that left-hand side and gets himself forward, Mario Mitai.
Players have the opportunity to take some fluids on board now, which I think they will be grateful for. You can just see soaked in perspiration, and a chance perhaps now for Al Nassr's new coach to get together with his captain and his team to discuss how they're going to approach the rest of this game. Benzema there probably ruining that opportunity that he spurned early in the match, but 1-1. Highlights so far, one of which was the appearance of the teams right at the start. All smiles before the kick-off, but soon straight into the action. That's the sort of thing that many in the crowd have come to see, even though Ronaldo was actually offside in that particular manoeuvre. But as you can see, he's less than happy at the moment with his team having gone down to 10 following the red card shown to Sadio Mane. Has to be advantage Ittihad from here on in, doesn't it?
Absolutely, but they've got to take that advantage. They've got to keep doing what they're doing. They've got to press high up the pitch, put Al Nassr under pressure. Obviously now down to 10 men. This will give George Jesus, you can see him there at the top of your screen, the orders, the instructions to his team. This drinks break has come at a perfect time for him, really, because this has given him the opportunity to restructure the side, to put instructions into the players on the pitch before a half-time. This is like a mini half-time break for him. You can see him there, the experienced coach in the middle of his players with his little clipboard. They've got their instructions, they know what to do. I think the next milestone for Al Nassr now is to get to half-time. They'll still want to win this game. It's a knockout competition, so they're going to go all out to try and win this game, but they've got to stay in it as long as they possibly can.
Well, Al-Ittihad are a side who've done well in the Super Cup in recent times. Last winning it 3 years ago and losing in the final in 2023 as well. So away we go once more. All tied up at 1-1. Al Nassr down to 10. This is Danilo. Aouar. Al-Musa. Looking for the run made by Moussa Diaby up against Ayman Yahya. What a handful he is, Diaby.
Quick, so sharp, reads the game extremely well. It's about his intelligence and the build-up and the assist to Steven Bergwijn's goal. But his pitch positional awareness is outstanding. Creates defenders so many problems with his intelligence and his runs.
And this match proving to be a bit fiery, just as it was the last time the two sides met, the back end of last season, when Al Nassr were a couple of goals up and ended up losing the game in the 94th minute, 3-2. Houssem Aouar scored, and then Moussa Diaby, of all people, got himself sent off right on the final whistle. This time it's Al Nassr seeing red. Al-Musa. Aouar keeps it simple but effective. Steven Bergwijn now with a little run at Al-Bouchal, who holds his advances off for now, but it will be a corner.
You can see the back four of Al Nassr, when they do drop off, they tuck in very, very narrow. There's space in the wide areas for Diaby, for Bergwijn. Bouchal there, who made the tackle, he's almost within touching distance of Martinez, his other centre-half.
Aouar. Back into Diaby. And Nawaf Al-Bouchal again is the defender in the right place at the right time.
Intelligent play by Aouar. Not giving up on lost causes, or seemingly lost causes. Manages to keep the ball in, flick it back in, and get himself a corner.
9 minutes to go to half-time. In towards Al Moussa, collected by Karim Benzema. N'Golo Kanté. Fabinho won't be first to that one. Aouar starting to come into the game a little bit more the longer the first half wears on.
You can see the spaces that Al Ittihad are getting now. Al Nassr very much a 4 at the back and 4 in midfield.
Floated in by Steven Bergwijn, but too long for Benzema.
Since the restart after the drinks break, George Jesus' orders onto the field. It's a 4-4-1. Midfielders are going to have to do a lot of work. Brozovic, Kabari, Felix and Coman.
Still a relatively quiet first half for Bento in goal. Benzema still firing on all cylinders. 21 goals in the league in 29 appearances last season. Free kick conceded by Mohamed Shankiti.
Such an intelligent player, Ronaldo. Understands the game, the situation that his team are in. He's up there on his own now. Slightest the touch as he goes to ground, gets his team a free kick. Allows him to push out the defensive half, puts them in the attacking third. Intelligent play.
Al-Khairi is looking for Coman. What a career he's had already. Kingsley Coman mentioned the Champions League winning goal for Bayern Munich against Paris Saint-Germain in 2020. He's won 21 titles during his time at Bayern, including 9 Bundesligas.
It's an incredible record, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is he, 29 years old?
Still more to come from him. Danilo. Here's João Felix. Topples over the challenge of N'Golo Kanté. It's getting a bit warm down on the touchline for Laurent Blanc.
He won't be dissatisfied with what he's seen, apart from his team going 1-0 down. Since they got themselves back in the game and since the sending off, they've certainly dominated the possession.
Here's Coman showing us the sort of football he's capable of. Into Ronaldo. Now Shankiti able to block. Looked really promising for Al Nassr there for a moment. Mitai, Fabinho. Aouar. Now Ronaldo. Now the crowd get excited as he blasts it into Danilo. Brozovic. Ayman Yaya. Twinkle Toad. João Felix on the turn. Martinez. Now Brozovic. Here's Coman. Lovely play. Brozovic unable to find a way through. Flag goes up on the far side.
Good play from Al Nassr. Good intricate passing in and around the box. Got to make the most of those situations. Looks sharp, Coman. Cuts inside. He's comfortable on his left as he's his right foot. Really good play. Brozovic works the space for himself. Number of Al Ittihad defenders in his way. But promising from Al Nassr. This is the early one from Cristiano Ronaldo. The goalkeeper, Al Shankiti, makes a decision and commits himself a long way from goal. Ends up doing well.
Running repairs for Houssem Aouar. Al-Musa. Steady from Al-Ittihal. Fabinho. Just trying to bring Mohamed Shankiti into the game. And Al-Ittihad have just slowed the game down again after that burst of attacking intensity from Al Nassr.
Yeah, they're looking to control the game now. Al-Ittihad control the tempo.
Shankiti away. This is Mohamed Simakan. Khyber finds João Felix. Delightful play. Stumble from Ronaldo.
Good play from Felix. Really good, sharp, intentful attacking play. Turns very quickly. Tries to find his teammate.
It was a brilliant bit of skill.
Really good, really quick, precise. He's got great feet, João Felix.
Simakan trying to find Al Bouchal. Mitai in there first. Benzema has it now. Aouar holding the middle. Diaby near side. It was inviting, but it was too far in front of Benzema.
Nobody on his wavelength. Diaby, good ball in behind the defence. Across the back of the defensive line from Diaby. But nobody had read his intentions. Nobody in a white shirt anywhere near.
Ronaldo. Now Brozovic. Inch perfect. Coman against Mitai. And behind for a goal kick. Bit of frustration there for the new signing, Kingsley Coman.
It's a great ball to find him, wasn't it, from Brozovic? Piece of skill from Coman initially. Bad touch just as he's looking to get the cross away around Mitai. Again, promising from Al Nassr. As you can see now, quite happy without possession now. Those two banks of four. Ronaldo an isolated figure. They will allow Al Ittihad to have possession, but they'll close them as they go deeper into the defensive third. Looking to be solid, looking to be hard to break down.
Well, they've got solidity in the heart of their midfield, haven't they? I mean, we all know how good Marcelo Brozovic has been during his career, but Abdullah Al-Khaibari is a hard-working midfield player too.
Well, he can play as a centre-back as well, can't he? He's not unfamiliar to playing as a centre-back, so it's a defensive-looking unit when they're out of possession.
Minimum of 5 additional minutes. Fabinho in possession. This is Bergwijn running by N'Golo Kanté. A tosser with Mohamed Simakan, who is noticeably different in size. And here comes Ronaldo into João Felix. And suddenly Ittihad are forced to scamper back, and Fabinho makes a challenge that makes sure that the attack can go on no further, and then looks a little anxiously up at the referee because he knows that a card will be shown.
I think he's safe. Danilo was behind him. Al-Musa was behind him. Fabinho was just clumsy in the challenge. Quick play again from João Felix. Good turn of pace. Fabinho clumsy from behind. But as you can see, Danilo's there. The defensive shape is there for Al-Ittihad, which is probably the reason that the card is yellow and not red like a lot of the crowd wanted.
But Al-Nassr have got the ball right where they want it to be, within range, with a free kick. And a familiar figure standing above the ball at this moment in time.
You can just feel the anticipation inside the stadium. The noise is building just because he's got a free kick. You can only imagine what the noise would be like if he was to score this evening.
Are we about to find out? He's looking a little bit concerned, Hamid Al-Shankiti. That familiar pose, the picture of concentration. The 10 men of Al-Nassr with a clear shooting chance now. It's Cristiano Ronaldo who fires it. Oh, fizzes over the top of the bar.
Just couldn't get the dip that he wanted on it, could he, Cristiano Ronaldo? I was watching him in the warm-up before the game, and that's part of his warm-up routine, taking free kicks from in and around the edge of the box. He prefers them when they're slightly further away, so he can get that whip dip on the knuckleball. Just couldn't quite get that one under the crossbar. Good strike, good connection, but he and most others in the stadium are frustrated.
It's had free kick, Awar on the end of the challenge. Player who added a lot actually to Ittihad's qualities last season, Houssem Aouar, having made the move from Roma, having spent most of his career at Lyon, where he came through in France.
He's another one that adds to the quality, not only for Al-Ittihad, but the quality of this league. You look at his CV, you look at his age, still only 27 years old, the Algerian. Lyon, Roma, some really, really good quality, top signings and quality players that are coming into this league. He certainly is one of them.
Here's Diaby. Back with Conte. Shankiti finding Moussa Diaby. Defended by Al-Nassr. Goal kick for Bento. Well, you have to say so far, Paul, following the sending off of Sadio Mane in the 25th minute of the game, Al-Nassr have done a decent job at restricting the opportunities of Al-Ittihad in the rest of this opening period so far.
You can certainly see the structure that they've been given. I said before about George Jesus, his opposite number, how tactically aware he is, how tactically clever he is, and he will take time to get his ideas across to his Al-Nassr side. But you can immediately see this. It's a similar shape, it's a similar team to last season, but actually how organised they are and how they work at their individual tasks, and the immediate change of shape when going down to 10 men.
Kaivari momentarily winning the ball back. Aouar finding Bergwijn. Shankiti. All hands on deck here a little bit for Al-Nassr as Ittihad try and pick their moment to burst into life. Karim Benzema. This is Mitai. Bouchal was there, and it all rather fizzled out for Ittihad. Brozovic smothered. Could open up here. Benzema, support in the box. Bento blocks for a corner.
Good block from the goalkeeper. Good positional sense. Doesn't go too far from his line.
And before the corner could be taken, the half-time whistle blows. Steven Bergwijn equalising for Al Ittihad, they'd fallen behind to an earlier effort from Sadio Mane. Mane in the 10th minute, Diaby in the 16th, but then Cristiano Ronaldo and his teammates found themselves down to 10. Mane shown a straight red on video review for treading on the goalkeeper in a challenge inside the penalty area. Clearly it's changed the dynamic of the game. It was pacey and end-to-end while it was 11 against 11. Not quite so much now, but Ronaldo, the man who virtually everybody in the stadium has come to see, has given his fans a few moments to enjoy, and he and his team are level at half-time. It's Al Nassr 1, Al Ittihad 1.
Tonight we're in Hong Kong for the Saudi Super Cup semi-finals and the final, which will be coming your way on Saturday as well. There are the team of officials. The two sets of players are about to join them on the pitch, and we're going to go back to Paul Robinson, former Premier League goalkeeper and England international, and with him in the commentary box, Simon Brotherton.
Welcome back to our live coverage from the Hong Kong Stadium. The crowd have been treated to a couple of goals so far. One for each side. Sadio Mane with the opener, Steven Bergwijn the equaliser soon afterwards, and Mane sent off in the 25th minute of the game. So Cristiano Ronaldo taking to the field for the second half. He and his teammates down to 10 for what remains of the evening, but Paul Robinson more than holding their own with 10 for about 20 minutes there.
I thought very structured and organised. The George Jesus, the drinks break, the cooling break came just at the right time for him as they went down to 10 men. He was able to give his team instructions, what you wouldn't necessarily be able to get on across the touchline while the game's in play. Brought his team in, reorganised them in a defensive shape, very much 4-4-1. Cristiano Ronaldo cutting an isolated figure up front on his own. The midfield, there's going to be a lot of work asked of them. They'll have to have a lot of hard work in this second half, and I think for them it's about maximising their chances and opportunities that they do get when they get in the final third.
Karim Benzema, who's had one opportunity, really an unexpected one early in the game when Bento gifted him the ball.
Yeah, surprise from Bento, a lapse in concentration very early on from the Brazilian goalkeeper.
Doesn't look like we're going to have any changes made by either side at the start of the second half. It's as you were. And it is Al Nassr in the yellow shirts who will get us underway. Once everybody is present and correct, we're just waiting for Hamed Al-Shankiti to take his place between the sticks away to our right, and he has now done that. So now that Al Ittihad have a goalkeeper in position, we can indeed get the second half underway. On the whistle of our Saudi Arabian referee, Khalid Al-Tarais. Interception made by Ayman Yahya. Now it's with Brozovic. Not for long. Here's Fabinho. Shankiti. Reminder, this semi-final match in the Saudi Super Cup. Al Qadsiya are playing Al Ahly tomorrow. They don't go to extra time if they're level at 90 minutes. Straight to penalty kicks. The two winners meeting here on Saturday night for the trophy. This is João Felix. Competitive debut for his new club. And an early second half free kick.
He's looked sharp, Felix. Very good with the ball at his feet. First thought, his intent is always forward.
Jorge Jesus, they're considering what other cards that he still has to play potentially.
Incredible record in this Saudi Pro League, hasn't he? George Jesus, his time at Al Hilal, 71 years young now, lost none of that passion for the game.
Brozovic sends it in. Simakan loitering at the far post and held up by, of all people, N'Golo Kante. He was literally about half his size.
He did well in the end, Kante.
He did very well.
Good situations these for Al Nassr early in the second half. Situations that they look to capitalise, set plays and free kicks in and around the box.
Brozovic to take. First corner of the second half. Simakan with a header. Goodness me, that was a powerful header.
It's a great opportunity for Al Nassr. Simakan has got all the freedom in the world in the 18-yard box. Good delivery from Brozovic. Whether that's a well-worked routine, well, Simakan just loses his marker. Ball slightly behind him. He gets enough power on it, though. Excellent header from distance, just without the direction.
Danilo finding Mitai. Almosa. Here's Bergwijn, scorer of the equalising goal. Heading up to the edge of the penalty area as Mitai sends it across. Mohamed Simakan there for Al Nassr. A little flick at it from João Felix. Chased by Ronaldo. Very much second favourite there.
He'll be chasing a lot of lost causes in this second half, you feel. Cristiano Ronaldo, if the ball's pumped along like that, he's a willing runner. But there's only so much you can do on your own up there.
Good play from Koeman into Ronaldo. Support from Al Bouchal. Felix is furthest forward. This is Al Khaibari. And now Martinez. Brozovic venturing forward. Just side position.
Watching George Jesus down below us on the bench. When they went to go backwards there, back to the goalkeeper, Al Nassr is more than frustrated. He wants his team to play, wants his team to keep possession, but he still wants his team moving forward up the pitch. His frustration there was evident when they went backwards towards their own goalkeeper.
Oh, it was brilliant from João Felix. Referee says get up and carry on with the game. Al Nassr were rather hoping for a free kick on the far side. Referee not interested in awarding Ayman Yahya the kick in real time. What do you think he makes of the events so far, Laurent Blanc?
You can never tell with his body language, can you? He always looks so cool, calm and collective. But he did an excellent job last year. Look at the way that his team played throughout the season. And as I said in the first half, the lack of the Champions League football I really do think helped them, because they had a settled sides, didn't play as much football or travelling as the other teams around them, and there was a real change in the shift of the guard. I think for me it was the quarter-final of the King's Cup when they went to Al Hilal and they won in the Kingdom Arena. That was a real change and a statement of intent from Al Ittihal last season.
Almosa. Mitai brings his captain into the action, and Benzema happy to use the width of the field via Almosa away to Moussa Diaby. Not one of his better deliveries. And João Felix takes a tumble. And the referee blown up this time. I think he has.
protesting his innocence, Al Shankiti, to the referee, but you can clearly see there, just catches the back of João Felix's right leg as he swings through. A little bit of frustration from Al Ittihad and their players.
Yeah, definitely conceding a free kick there with that challenge. Do you like the look of Inigo Martinez?
It was a really shrewd signing again. Spoke about Simakan in the first half, said what a player that he is, that I like him. I think he's a young age, he's still only 25. International, I think he will get better, and playing alongside a signing like Martinez, I think it bodes well for him and Al Nassr for the future, because I think Simakan will develop under the guidance and experience playing alongside somebody like Martinez.
João Felix is not enjoying the close attentions of Mohamed Shankiti, who gets a booking from the referee. He's clearly not enjoying the challenges that are coming in on him, and got a little bit shirty about it. And Shankiti is the player who's had his name taken.
I think it was for accumulation. There was a coming together, him and Felix, holding on to Felix there. But not so long ago, the referee gave a free kick against him higher up the field. And I think from what the referee was gesturing, it was more an accumulation rather than one single incident.
This is Danilo. Trying to find Diaby. Brozovic collects. Clear of Fabinho. Ronaldo trying to win it back ahead of Shankiti. Al Ittihad certainly not been able to take advantage of that extra man greatly so far.
Yeah, that's credit to Al Nassr and the shape that they're in. Very understanding of the way that the manager wants them to play, and you can see clearly there the two banks of yellow jerseys in a formation. 8 defenders. When they're without the ball, Cristiano Ronaldo against Fabinho there, he'll be the one that's isolated higher up the field. But they're happy now. They're sat in a defensive, a lower block, if you like, than they would do with 11 men.
Bergwijn's touch, and then it's forward into Diaby. Flag has gone up on the far side.
And I think it's about staying in this game now for Al Nassr. Yes, it is a knockout competition, and they are going to want to win this competition, not just this game, but actually the deeper the game goes, the more opportunities and chances they'll be able to take higher up the field. But it's important that they don't concede early in the second half.
Al-Khaibari. We're going to get things moving quickly into João Felix. Just got it caught under his foot at the vital moment.
Yeah, he's the one that's going to be charged with joining Cristiano Ronaldo when the attacks happen. He's the one that's given licence to break out that defensive shape and join the attacks.
With Bergwijn and Benzema. Not quite on the same wavelength in that moment.
Just trying to stay onside. As Benzema looked across at the assistant on the far side, he knew he'd mistimed his run.
Bouchal. There's Ronaldo trying to give the crowd a moment to savour. Couldn't conjure one up on that occasion. Mitai, who's been a very tidy addition to the Al Ittihad squad, Mario Mitai.
A lot of assists last season. Missed a big chunk of last season through injury. And the way that Laurent Blanc plays his two fullbacks, Al Shankiti and Mitai, are a big part of his offensive shape as well.
Yeah, quite right. Good to see him fit again, actually. The Albanian fullback out from the start of February for 3 months. Sizable chunk of the campaign, the business end of the campaign. Here's Bergwijn. Decent looking ball. Well defended by Mohamed Simakan. Under pressure from Benzema. Bento couldn't hang about there. Al Bouchal momentarily went it back, but Danilo has it now. This is Houssem Aouar. Kingsley Coman looking for Ronaldo. João Felix is there on the far side, and Ronaldo gets the free kick.
He just stopped playing, didn't he? Told the referee what to do. I want a free kick. There you go, you can have one. See a lot of players do it, don't we? When they feel they've been fouled, just stop and look at the referee. Somebody with Ronaldo's stature and reputation. Hard for referees not to give it when he stands there and looks at him in the middle of the pitch and says that's a free kick.
Whoever caught the ball is not very inclined to throw it back at the moment.
Well, who touches it last, look?
Yeah.
There you go, Cristiano Ronaldo. That one's not going in his museum, that's going on some boy's bedroom wall. A collector's item in itself. Ronaldo missing the target.
Al Musa away to Mohamed Shankiti. A little short of an hour gone in the Hong Kong Stadium. Benzema. Tidy combo with Mario Mutai, but Noah Falbushali's all action, isn't he? From first minute to last. Good defending there from Al Nassr's right back, but he and his teammates still on the back foot here. Houssem Aouar.
It's too slow for me from Ittihad. The possession is good, they're keeping possession, but it's all comfortable for Al Nassr. It's all in front of them, rotating, recycling possession through the midfield. Possession really without purpose.
Not much dynamism from them.
They've struggled to get going in this pre-season. I mean, this is the third game of late that they played. They lost 3-1 at Victoria. They lost 4-0 at Fenerbahce.
But it strikes me they're playing at a tempo which actually will suit the 10 men of Al Nassr, to be honest.
Yeah, it has been slow, it's been sluggish. And they were the same in the game against Fenerbahce. They never really got going in that game, and they lost that game 4-0. Not a typical Al Ittihad performance.
No, when you look at the creative talents they've got on the field.
Normally move the ball a lot quicker, a lot more direct, and cause teams a lot more problems.
Still half an hour for somebody to find a winning goal.
Well, and when you look at Al Nassr's pre-season, they lost one game to Almeria in Portugal. They won 1-4-0.
And they're on the attack again as Ronaldo tries to chase it down, but Danilo had the head start.
With that man helping himself to a hat-trick. He scored a few goals in pre-season as Cristiano Ronaldo. Beat Toulouse last week 2-1, so they've been in a really good place under George Jesus since he's come in, and the goals have been flying in for Al Nassr.
Had a pretty good summer as well, didn't he, Ronaldo, with Portugal, with the Nations League win. Here come Al Ittihad. Diaby into Benzema. Slight miscontrol. Simakan. Looking for the run of Cristiano Ronaldo, who's in on goal here, and tees it up to João Felix to score his first goal for his new club, but the flag goes up and it stays at 1-1.
Not sure many people to our left inside the stadium have realised that the flag's gone up in this near corner. The goal has been chalked off. It will be checked from VAR.
Let's have a look again here.
It's initially Cristiano Ronaldo's run there from the halfway line. It's going to be close. It will be tight. That's what VAR will be looking at. Very, very unselfish from Cristiano Ronaldo. Into Felix. He's definitely not offside. He's behind the ball when it's played. It will be the initial run from Ronaldo from the halfway line.
And we just wait for the decision to be ratified as to whether there was an offside there or not.
It's going to be close. It's certainly going to be close. VAR taking a long, hard look at this. Players all set up as though there is going to be a free kick to Al Ittihad. Not seeing any replays as yet, not seeing the VAR images. But as we know, the longer it goes,
exactly,
the closer
you know
it
that
is.
it's close, absolutely. Well, big moment this.
Huge, huge moment.
Crowd all shouting VAR, VAR. That's what we're waiting for. Unselfish play there from number 7.
Very unselfish play. Well, I think everybody inside the stadium they're here tonight to see that man score a goal. They had an opportunity, but as you say, very unselfish.
It's a goal. It's 2-1 to the 10 men of Al Nassr. And this match takes another twist. And João Felix celebrates his first goal for his new club. set up by the most illustrious teammate of all, and Al Nassr lead Al Ittihad by 2-1.
It really is a well-worked goal, isn't it? This initial pass, that's his age, that's his experience. Ronaldo holds his run, times his run to absolute perfection, keeps himself onside, and then in the most unselfish of acts, sets up João Felix. He won't score many easier than that for Al Nassr. Felix. Very, very unselfish play from Ronaldo. Takes the goalkeeper out of the equation, gives his teammate an empty net.
Well, it's about getting the job done and getting the ball in the back of the net, and just look at that.
There's a togetherness about this Al Nassr side. Didn't see so much of that last year. What George Jesus has instilled, the team spirit, the togetherness. When that goal was given, the whole bench poured onto the pitch.
And João Felix has got more and more involved in the match the longer that it's gone on.
Been impressed with him, I really have. I think he's linked the play between midfield and attack really well. Excellent with the ball at his feet, and very, very direct when he gets the opportunity.
It was interesting though, isn't it, Paul, because what's happened is, just in addition to what we were saying a few minutes ago about how surprising it was that Al Ittihad hadn't taken advantage of the extra man, and they hadn't played with the sort of dynamism that we would expect. They seemed to be too easy, just coasting along in the game at 1-1, not forcing the issue, not really pressuring the 10 men of Al Nassr, and now they've paid for it.
There's been no tempo. There's been no real tempo from Al Ittihad. When you look at the stats that are in front of us, you look at the possession stats, the shots on target, the dominance of certain areas, they're winning, they're ticking every single box, but actually the one that matters at the top of the screen is the goals, and Al Nassr have been very, very clinical when given the opportunity. And once again we can see them here very, very happy. They're just as happy tonight without the ball as they are with the ball, and they know very well what to do when they do. They break out of that shape.
N'Golo Kanté trying to feed it through towards Diaby. Well, unfortunately, we seem to have lost the commentary at the most inopportune moment as well from Hong Kong. So we'll be heading back to Paul Robinson and Simon Brotherton as soon as possible. But as you would have seen from the pictures, a third goal for Al Nassr and a second for João Felix, who is having a debut to remember all of a sudden. And this is turning in actually to an evening to remember for Jorge Jesus in his first game in charge of Al Nassr, because his team, with the 10 men, are now leading Al Ittihad by 3-1 tonight in the Hong Kong Stadium. They are, as you can see, just checking again on the goal, just like they did previously for João Felix, who has now just seen that the referee is going to be heading over towards the screen. He was continuing his celebrations and was perhaps one of the last to realise there that the referee is going over to have a look at something that he has been alerted to in the build-up to that goal, and it is that challenge there by Cristiano Ronaldo, and they need to determine whether there was any contact there on Fabinho, and it looks like they have determined that there was, so the goal is not going to count. A shake of the head from João Felix, so for now at least just the one goal for him tonight. And back we are to the scoreline of Al Nassr 2, Al Ittihad 1 here. So some disappointment for João Felix, who
thought he'd scored the third goal of the night. That's the contact between Cristiano Ronaldo and Fabinho. You can see that Ronaldo's right foot does land directly upon Fabinho. So 2-1 is the scoreline still, and maybe there's still something in this for Al Ittihad. We'll certainly need to find a bit more in these final 20 or so minutes. Because Laurent Blanc's team, who, remember, have been playing for what now is, or certainly feels like, a large portion of this game, with the 11 men versus the 10 of Al Nassr after that red card of Sadio Mane. But Jorge Jesus, such a tactically minded manager, that he's got this game right where he wants it at the moment. So let's go back to our commentary team, shall we? With the scoreline now: Nassr 2, Al Ittihad 1, Paul Robinson and Simon Brotherton.
Including their new star man, Matteo Retegui, the Italian international. Talking of star men, here goes João Felix. He's absolutely on fire here. Down he goes under pressure. Referee had a clear view, says no penalty, as Ronaldo wins his team a corner. And it is the 10 men of Al Nassr who are asking the attacking questions here in the second half. And João Felix is suitably fired up.
Cuts in again from that left touchline, looking to get on his right foot. Al-Moser, I think it is,
he
collides with. Goes to ground very easily, João Felix. They are, as we know, they've played a key part in this game already this evening. I'm not so sure that he'll be quite, well, maybe unlucky again, João Felix.
So corner it will be. Al-Khaibari. Marcelo Brozovic, he's got a good cross in his locker. Away, headed away by Fabinho. And the shot from Ayman Yahya. Not a season. Mostly playing further forward out wide, but in at full back this evening.
He's played there a couple of times in pre-season as well. He's had him playing at left back as well as right back. Jorge Jesus, I think he sees him in a deeper role. In the plethora of attacking quality that they've got, it's going to be very difficult to displace some of their attacking players. He might be better suited to a defensive role, Yahya.
Al-Bushal. The free kick conceded there by Marcelo Brozovic. He's muttering under his breath as he walks past the referee there.
He's been quiet tonight, Conte. We saw him at the end of last season. Those long busting runs that he's making into the box, getting himself regularly on the goal sheet. He's had a really quiet evening, like most of Al Ittihad have so far.
Could be a free kick there. On Simakan. Season's rapidly approaching. Back end of next week, the Saudi Pro League gets underway once more, and Al Nassr on the road against Al Taun. That'll be another free kick. They're slowly inching down the field.
It just keeps getting stronger and stronger, this league, doesn't it? You know, no longer do we look at the start of the season and think potentially Al Hilal maybe going to run away with it.
Bit of crap kicking in there for Kingsley Coman on his debut. He's had a busy few days, having made the journey from Bavaria to join up with his new teammates.
And now, after last season, the surprise package of Al Qadsiya finishing 4th in the league.
And here comes João Felix again, right across the face of the goal. Ronaldo. Suddenly Al Ittihad scrambling at the back once more. And safely into the gloves of Al Shankiti. Al Nassr still with the player down inside the box as Benzema chases at the other end of the field, but João Felix is causing all sorts of problems for Al Ittihad in this second half. Kingsley Coman in possession. Simakan on the near side. Felix is now back up and back in the game, and deep inside Ittihal territory. Loitering near the D, Brozovic can't find a way past Fabinho. Good challenge, and N'Golo Conte just comes chugging away through midfield, having a battle with Felix, but it will be a free kick.
Look at his work rate as well. Really impressed with him so far this evening. He's got his goal, but his work rate, he's not afraid to get back, put the shift in. It's the long, quick thinking. Long ball over the top. Brozovic again. Felix gets there just before the goalkeeper. From a really tight angle. Desperately unlucky. Just catches that near post. You can't say he doesn't deserve another one.
He did very well to nearly get the ball in the net from that angle. The most acute of angled shots. Benzema thumped away. Only as far as Fabinho. A little over a quarter of an hour remaining in this opening match in the Saudi Super Cup, as Bergwijn picks out Mitai. Nobody there in a white shirt, and Ayman Yahya there just got a bit tangled up, a bit cramped up, I think.
Yeah, the lines of communication weren't very clear from goalkeeper to fullback there. Yahya wasn't really sure who was around him. Didn't know whether to clear it or leave it for the goalkeeper. In the end, he did half of neither and put it out for a goal, for a corner.
Changes afoot for Al Nassr.
So there Yahya immediately signals to the bench that he's cramping up, that he's struggling. There is
Saad
activity.
Hakawi looks as if he's getting ready. 19 years of age. He's struggling, isn't he, Ayman Yahya there a little bit. Keen to carry on for the time being. Diaby sends it across, very confidently taken there by Bento. Wesley looks like he's going to come on as well shortly. Love fresh pairs of legs for the closing stages of the match. Too far in front of Kingsley Coman, who's looking rather tired now, I think it's fair to say.
Understandably so.
Yes.
I think that the appearance of Wesley off the bench may mean the end of the game for Coman.
Going to make some changes now, two of them for Al Nassr. That's Wesley on the left-hand side, Brazilian under 20. And in fact, they may have changed their mind actually. Saad Hakawi was standing at the side, but while they contemplate what they're going to do, the players are having their water break now, one in each half, cooling break, because although it's obviously night time now, it's been overcast and grey and a bit damp during the day, and it did rain heavily this morning. It is still very close and humid.
Very much so. Difficult conditions, as we see some of the players starting to cramp up. Those Al Nassr players down beneath us, taking more instructions on board from George Jesus. Listen, I speak very, very highly of George Jesus. I think he was excellent when he was at Al Hilal. Some may think unfortunate to lose his job because they didn't win the league or didn't win the cups. But actually, his tactical nous and awareness is plain for all to see. As we have a look here at some of Kingsley Coman's best bits. Been a good signing, really good signing to get over the line.
I'm really looking forward to seeing him play every week this season. Talking of which, new signings, quite the impact made by João Felix today.
Yeah, he's looking to find a home, really, isn't he, João Felix? Spoke in the first half about his illustrious career for such a youngster. I mean, he's still only 25 years old. Played at Atletico Madrid, Benfica, Chelsea, Barcelona, AC Milan. I mean, it's an incredible CV. He gets to play alongside his fellow countrymen. But
never really fitted in when he should have done.
No, never really settled, has he?
Not in the way that you might have expected, given the talent that he clearly has.
And you see, he's playing with a freedom in this team. This is his goal. Very unselfish play from his countrymen.
So Kingsley Coman is going off. Wesley on to replace him. Sultan Al Ghanam is going to come on as well. I think, no, Jorge Jesus is going to bring him back towards the bench. I'm not sure. Well,
Well, the board was up.
Yeah, and the coaching staff are getting a ticking off from Jorge Jesus, and Wesley is now not coming on quite yet.
The board was up. The stadium announced the substitutions. The substitutes are at the side of the pitch, but they don't look like they're happening.
Coman was coming towards the side, and the crowd applauding his exit, and his managers told him to stay where he is.
Well, this is all a little bit strange, isn't it?
A confusing 30 seconds or so, the result of which is Al Nassr have substitutes ready to go, but they've been told to step back into the technical area. But I think we will see Sultan Al Ghanam before long. Ronaldo sending it forward. Here's Coman. Losing out this time to Danilo. 30,000 inside the stadium watching this one. 30,000 wildly enthusiastic spectators for the most part as well.
And I think the majority will be very pleased with the way that the results heading at the moment. And rightly so, because I think Al Nassr have been outstanding this evening, the way that they've played. Structurally very, very clever, well set up. And they've worked their way through this game. Al Ittihad certainly haven't been at their superb best as we saw them last season. Don't, for me, really haven't got going yet this pre-season. A lot of work to do in the short space of between now and the opening game of the season.
Yes, short space being the operative word. Mitai into Aouar. Collected by Shankiti. Benzema, lovely ball. It's Diaby who waited to tee it up, and the flag has gone up. Now here comes the change we were expecting a minute or so ago. Kingsley Coman's debut comes to an end for Al Nassr as we look at the offside decision against Moussa Diaby. But Kingsley Coman has made his debut and now leaves the field. Wesley, the young Brazilian, on to replace him, and Sultan Al Ghanam is going to come on as well. Ayman Yahya, another player who was suffering with cramp, is now trotting off towards the near side. So double change for Al Nassr.
He's played well, Yahya. He's given his all. You can see he was cramping up. Hobbling off to this near side now.
So Al Ghanam will play on the right-hand side, and Al Bouchal has already gone across to left-back. Wesley has gone to add another number to their attacking forces. So Steven Bergwijn also going off. More skill to enjoy from João Felix, and another challenge that sees him hit the deck. Abdulrahman Al Aboud is the player who has come on for Al Ittihad, the right winger. And here's Felix again. He's having a whale of a time against Shankiti on the far side, Mohamed Shankiti. Saleh Al-Sheri and Unai Hernandez are both ready to come on now. Houssem Aouar makes way. So the young Spanish player, Unai Hernandez, who arrived at the beginning of the year, is coming on. Moussa Diaby, the other player, making way. Diaby's major contribution this evening was a lovely part in the build-up play for Al Ittihad's goal, which was an equaliser at the time.
Surprised that Diaby coming off, I really am.
Yeah.
He does give them something that others don't. He can run in behind. His assists have been very valuable. But as we say, let's not forget we are still towards the end of pre-season, so they may be managing his minutes.
Good run out for Saleh El-Shaari as well towards the end of the match, a player who missed the back end of last season with a hamstring injury.
Changed his squad number as well this season. No longer number 21 Al-Shaari, been promoted to number 11 this season by the look of it.
Onwards and upwards. That's Wesley we're looking at now. And it comes from Al Aboud. And Saleh El-Shaari, the other substitute, trying to get on the end of it.
Not really seeing any real urgency from Ittihad, are we?
No, surprisingly so.
They're chasing a game. Obviously, there's a cup at stake, and you would expect this is something that Laurent Blanc's team would be looking to walk away from here, Hong Kong, with some silverware. But the performance has been very unlike them this evening so far.
Yeah, this Super Cup set up around 2013. This is not the first time it's taken place outside of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We have seen it take place in London on 3 occasions, 3 editions in a row, 2015, 16 and 18. It wasn't competed for in 2017. Loftus Road and Craven Cottage, the 2 venues that hosted the Super Cup there. But Hong Kong's enjoying this one, and now it's Wesley, the substitute. Tracked down by Danilo, who stretches and concedes a corner, having just clipped his opponent's boot.
He did well there, Wesley. It was quick, direct, very clever, can run in behind. It wasn't a great first touch. Manages to win his team a corner.
Nassr's new head coach has been quite animated and feisty down on the touchline in front of us. In fact, he's nowhere near his technical area at the moment. He's actually on the halfway line and almost on the pitch. As João Felix tussles for it down near the corner.
Certainly not lost any love and passion or desire for the game, has he, George Jesus? And I say, 71 years young, running up and down the touchline, trying to get his orders across.
You mentioned his record and how impressive it was at Al Hilal. Of course, they had that extraordinary unbeaten season when they won the league title. But 105 games at Al Hilal, he won 81 of them, 14 draws and only 10 defeats in his tenure as head coach, in towards Cristiano Ronaldo. Mitai's not giving him an inch. Al Aboud able to bring it away.
How many games did you say for George Jesus?
105.
And he lost 10?
Yeah.
And you get sacked. It's a tough school, high expectations.
Oh, a lovely touch from Abdulrahman Al Aboud. Fell kindly for Marcelo Brozovic. 5 more minutes. Are Al Nassr going to secure what would be, in the circumstances, quite an unlikely victory here? Down to 10 men in the 25th minute with the red card shown to Sadio Mane against the double winners.
You can see a lot of improvement already in Al Nassr's performance. Structurally very well set up, as we said, but the togetherness and the willingness to close down as a group and to play as a unit has been very apparent this evening.
Al Khaibari's another one who's got bags of energy. Evergreen figure of N'Golo Kanté. Sultan Al Ghanam with the throw. Should be covered by Martinez, who's been strong and steady. Al Ghanam trying to win it back. Al Aboud is strong under pressure. Space for Fabinho. This is Unai Hernandez across. Player that Inigo Martinez will be familiar with. Unai Hernandez having come through the system at Barcelona. Still just 20 years of age. Karim Benzema, Saudi football's player of the season last season. Abdulrahman Al Aboud. Benzema. Still time for an equalising goal for the Saudi champions. Benzema's just trying to work his way into a position for that one golden opportunity to equalise to come his way. But it's going to break down for them now with the free kick award for the challenge on Wesley.
Clumsy more than anything in the middle of the pitch there. Ittihal leaves a lazy leg in, gives Wesley the opportunity to go over, by his side some more time, and a free kick.
Faisal Al-Ghamdi coming on for the little that remains of the match. Saad Al Musa, the player replaced. Two more substitutions imminently going to be made by Al Nassr as well. We'll keep an eye on that for you. I think it's going to be Angelo and Ali Al Hassan. Al Sheri was complaining of being held down a moment or so ago in a challenge, but Al Ghanam wins it back. Brozovic sends it forward. Shankiti does just enough and then continues his game-long argument with João Felix, which is going to continue once more. And the referee then orders Felix to get up and the game to continue.
Be careful there, Felix, because he had a little kick out. A kick out at Al Shankiti when he didn't get the free kick that he wanted.
Ali Al Hassan is coming on to replace Abdullah Al Khaibari. We will see Angelo as well.
Number 17, Abdullah Al-Khaibari is raised by number
Al Khaibari has got through an awful lot of work tonight, as per.
Yeah, really has. There's a lot of tired Al Nassr legs out there having to work very hard with only 10 men. And those two holding midfielders have anchored it very well, Brozovic and Al Khaibari.
Cristiano Ronaldo's work for the night is done, affording the crowd the opportunity to cheer him from the field of play.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing of ceremonies at the time.
7 minutes of added time, a minimum of. Now, Nassr not quite over the line in this match, but there are a lot of people inside the stadium, I have to say, who would be delighted were they to win this match. Just a minor delay because of the kerfuffle that's surrounding the departure of Cristiano Ronaldo. One or two excited spectators. Jorge Jesus was actually on the pitch then for a moment. And away we go once more in added time.
He's been excellent tonight, Cristiano Ronaldo. He's had to work extremely hard, at times very selflessly. With the team down to 10 men, he's been up front on his own a lot of the time. A lot of his work's gone unseen.
We're just getting a little bit heated in the corner, and Wesley getting involved, and Saleh Al Sheri, the other player, a pair of them receiving a yellow card from the referee.
There's a lot of frustration from the Al Ittihad players. Things haven't gone their way this evening. Just boiling over.
Time's running decidedly short for them now. Al Nassr inching towards a place in the Super Cup final. It was the last piece of domestic silverware they lifted, actually, the Super Cup in 2020. It's been a frustrating time for them domestically, some near misses in recent seasons.
They look better. I know they were still very early on in the season. Now we're seeing them before the season started. But under the new management, there's some really positive signs that we've seen today.
But they're not there yet. Still time for a goal-scoring opportunity or two for Al Ittihad. One like that, which Al-Shehri heads into the gloves of Bento.
Been surprisingly quiet in the goal, Bento, tonight, hasn't he? Considering they're down to 10 men, he hasn't necessarily been overworked.
You think Laurent Blanc will be a little underwhelmed with his team's performance?
I think it'll probably frustrate him. It will puzzle him. I don't think this will be a performance that he was expecting. But as I say, they've had a really poor pre-season. They're coming off the back of 2 defeats, especially a 4-0 defeat at Fenerbahce, which they really didn't play particularly well in. They haven't played particularly well again tonight, and they should have used their dominance, the extra man. And for me, they haven't really chased the game.
Bento breaking the play up a little bit here, with the physio making an appearance. Referee's allowing treatment for the goalkeeper, but at the same time not looking very impressed.
I think he just landed awkwardly, didn't he, the goalkeeper? It's a simple save for him. From Al-Shehri's header.
Here was the tussle. Faisal Al-Ghamdi and Wesley.
Careful there, Al-Ghamdi, leading with his head at one point, wasn't he?
Well, Wesley too, wasn't he?
All to do about nothing, really, wasn't it?
Bento goes long. Felix sniffing around for any crumbs that might fall his way. They don't on this occasion, but it's going to be Al Nassr's ball on the far side. And I try to keep things moving.
Been really impressed with Al Nassr tonight. Said before about the tactical awareness of George Jesus and the way that the team's set up, but you can see his fingerprints are all over this performance. They look a lot more organised. Their togetherness as a team has been what's really impressed me, and I think the performance tonight will impress the new manager. He'll be absolutely delighted with what he's seen from his team.
What do you think has been their biggest problem in the last couple of seasons? Has it been ability or consistency?
Both, and squad depth as well, I think, has affected them at times. And I think having Kaibari alongside Brozovic will be a key to them holding in the midfield. But that front four, like you spoke about, Koeman and João Felix, they're going to be really, really good signings, because we know the quality that Ronaldo's got, but let's not forget he's 40. He still runs and his stats are there. But when he's got players like that around him that can provide him the service, that can give him the opportunity to score the goals like he does, they've got a lot of quality in the final third now, Al Nassr.
And Inigo Martinez, a very handy addition to the back line as well. Over 400 appearances in La Liga in his career, and good player to have alongside Mohamed Simakan, who's just cleared the ball. Al-Shehri held up by Brozovic. Referee was just waiting for that play to just pan out before reaching for the yellow card, and this sarcastically applauded in return.
Clever by Brozovic, really clever. Uses all his experiences there, because he knows that he's away from him and he's running at the back four. Takes a foul there in the middle of midfield, breaks up the play.
Aboud sends it in, and Simakan just launches it. João Felix up against his one-time Portugal teammate, Danilo. That's easy for Bento. Simakan tussling with Saleh Al-Shehri. Bento safely in possession of the ball, and Al Nassr are almost over the line.
Oh, George Jesus is doing everything but playing. He's doing everything but playing. He's so animated up and down this touchline.
Well, maybe that's just what they need on the training field and in the technical area. Because with 25 minutes gone, when they went down to 10, if you had to put a bet on the outcome of the game, I'm not sure too many people would have expected Al Nassr to come out on top necessarily, with 10 men for such a long period of time against a team as good as Al Ittihad. Angelo chasing hard and almost getting a reward for that.
You can only see the dugout beneath us. Everybody is off the dugout, togetherness, screaming at the referee. They want the final whistle.
Mitai in towards N'Golo Kante. Simakan away, only as far as Al Ghamdi, but it's intercepted. João Felix trying to set Ali Al Hassan forward. Well, if it's going to happen for Al Ittihad and they're going to force penalty kicks, they need to do it now, because we're now 98 minutes into the game. Look at Jesus in the technical area. Al Aboud sends it across. Bento just gets there first.
Effective from the Brazilian goalkeeper, not necessarily technically correct.
There goes the final whistle. And it is an excellent victory for Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr team, against the odds, really, having taken the lead early in the match through Sadio Mane, been pegged back by Steven Bergwijn soon afterwards, and then down to 10. Mane shown a straight red after 25 minutes, so up against it, a man down for over an hour. João Felix was one of those who stood up. He was outstanding on his debut, and it is João Felix set up by his captain to tap home what turned out to be the winner after an hour. Al Nassr will stay here in Hong Kong, and they will play in the final on Saturday against either Al Qadsiya or Al Ahly. But disappointment for Karim Benzema and Al Ittihad, having drawn level quickly after falling behind. They struggled to take advantage of having the extra man. They didn't really put Al Nassr under much pressure. They didn't really play with great urgency and dynamism. And in the end, it cost them. Tenacity, guts and togetherness, as well as the ability of the players on the field, got the job done for Al Nassr in the end. Jorge Jesus, in his first official match as the new head coach, begins his tenure with a victory. And those fans in Hong Kong, for the most part, have got what they wanted to see. Cristiano Ronaldo and his team are into the final, and they have beaten Al Ittihad. The final score at the Hong Kong Stadium: Al Nassr 2, Al Ittihad 1.